Hi, I'm Karin Allred and I'll be running for treasurer.
Hi, I'm Hillary Goldsmith and I'm running for treasurer.
Qwinton Moore, and I will be running for treasurer.
Let's see, I've been in Shrek the Musical and in As You Wish the Musical, the Broadway Review, and let's see.
You're in Adam's Family.
I'm in Adam's Family. That's about it.
I was a stage manager for A Few Good Men. That was an amazing show and an amazing experience, and I don't know, I'd like to think that I try my best in every role I'm given, no matter how small.
I have been in every show from Shrek to the melodrama to the play, and even currently in the musical. I'm also part of the Cottonwood improv team, and I have tried to make it an effort to make sure I show up to every show. I was also a competitor in region and state competition and got medals there. And, you know, I just try and do everything I can to support the theater and help Adam when he needs help building the stage or helping the officers.
Pretty freaking hard, considering that my life has taken a new turn and I'm completely devoted to theater now. I am willing to contribute my heart and soul.
Well, you know that famous phrase, I can't because I have rehearsal, but so I've basically given up a lot of things for the society, and I'd be willing to give up more because I love it.
So, I had a little funny story. Basically, I was not planning on auditioning for the musical, and on the day that they were having auditions, I went back and I went and tried out for it, and my dad told me that, he was like, you know what, dude, you're addicted to this. And I went, yeah, I kinda am. And there was a time where I didn't even have practice after school, but I found myself in the theater room because I really didn't know what else to do. And it's just, I'd be willing to devote all the time that I had after school or when I could. Just, as I said, I'm addicted to this.
I think being an officer has like an aura of authority to it, so you're kind of seen as a leader. You're respected if you earn it from the rest of the theater society, and you do a lot to help the shows happen.
Being an officer to me means being a leader and being an example to my younger peers, and mostly being somebody that can introduce this wonderful circle of friends and love to, you know, people who feel alone and for people who don't feel like they fit in anywhere, and then they find theater, and I want to give that to people.
Being an officer it's an opportunity to be able to make a change in the theater, but that doesn't mean it's a gateway to making change in the theater. You can make change without having to be an officer, but, I mean, being an officer helps when you want to do stuff, but being an officer is a title, but a title isn't everything.
I kind of like the sense of, I'd like the sense of community about it, because everyone is friends with each other, everyone enjoys their company, and I think everyone just has a blast being in shows together and getting to know each other more.
Definitely my favorite part of Cottonwood Theatre Society is the people, because, you know, it just wouldn't be the same without the same people, and I think we all have this sort of like circle of trust that's kind of hard to find anywhere else. Like I trust most of these people with my life, and like competing with them or performing in front of them, it's just like we're all friends, almost family, and it's a really special thing.
Definitely the family kind of feel I get. I have never once had a teacher that was fine with me addressing him by his first name instead of Mr., last name. And it's just, all the people that I've been in shows with, I didn't even know at first. I came into the theater kind of out of nowhere, but now some of my best friends are here. In fact, most of the friends that I had over at Ames that have gotten involved in theater are now like exclusively in theater. It's a family, and it kind of sucks you into it, and that's probably the best part of theater.
I think that I could be a good leader with practice, and I think I have good I think I can work well with people no matter what happens and no matter what drama comes up, or if I have an idea to share, I could help out.
I've loved theater for a really long time, but Cottonwood Theater is my favorite thing about high school. It's my favorite thing in my entire life, and any way that I can make Cottonwood Theatre Society better is something I want to do.
So last school year, I came in kind of randomly out of the blue. I came in as 12th night out of nowhere. Nobody knew who I was and whatnot. And I tried running for an office that year, and I kind of regret that decision because I feel like I didn't know the people well enough. I wasn't a part of the experience enough. But this year I've made a lot of new friends, and I've been in a lot of shows, and a lot of my friends are going to be leaving, and I feel that they've kind of left a legacy, a continuance of the theater. They've changed the theater quite a lot, and it's amazing to see what they did. And what qualifies me is maybe not a qualification, but I would hope to continue that legacy.
I want to be treasurer because I think I would be good in handling money. I consider myself a very trustworthy person, but I have had experience handling money in things such as fundraisers and ticket taking for concerts sometimes. So, yeah.
I want to be treasurer because I think I'd be really good at it, and I think I'm really good at handling money and financial situations, and making the best decisions in tough financial situations. So I think I'd be a good treasurer.
So treasurer, I think, is the most interesting office. Being treasurer, I've asked around to try and get a better feel for it, and I get told that they're in charge of taking the money, and they are making sure the house is presentable when nights of the shows, and I always thought that was interesting. But I thought treasurer would be an opportunity to be the most flexible office, that you have the opportunity to go around and help, all the other officers with their things. We faced a dilemma this year that in the wake of doing A Few Good Men, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to pay for Adam's family. So me and a few friends teamed up, and we tried to make sure we could get as many people to come as possible so we'd be able to continue our theater, and we made a deal with some of the Ames teachers about having extra credit for going, like Adam gives out extra credit. And I feel like it's an office that allows someone to help every single office and make sure the theater can run smoothly.
I think just always being positive would have a good effect on everyone in the society, because positivity keeps people happy, hence the name. So I'll try to be as positive as possible.
I really want everybody to, when they walk into the theater room, to feel like it's a home, and to feel like, any other place in the world, you could be surrounded by people who are judging you or bullying you or, making fun of you, or maybe you just don't feel inadequate. But when you walk into that room, it's different, and, you're somewhere where you can be safe and be with people who love you.
Well, as I said, as treasurer, it's a really flexible office. I may not have, I may not be in charge of planning the parties or whatnot, but I know one thing is that the parties, they cost money. And I've always wondered where they got the money for that, and other things that the theater does, like improv games and whatnot, all those things that need to create revenue to make sure the theater can go on. What I want to do is I want to maybe explore some alternative ways to make sure the theater is well supplied, like sponsors and whatnot. We have a few already, but I think it would be really cool if we could get more students' parents involved, or just like we tried the cabaret night as a fundraiser, and I think that went off beautifully. I heard that we sold out, plus we made like $1,500 in raffle tickets, and I think it'd be awesome if we could, I'm not sure if that's the exact number, but I was told that we met our goal for cabaret night, and I thought that was a beautiful idea. And I only wish that cabaret night allowed more people to explore their talents, and I think it'd be awesome if the theater allowed more people to show what they have and use that to support the theater and make more money.
Oh, well, as I said before, I've handled money for fundraisers and ticket taking for concerts and garage sales, if you want to count that, but they're
I have some experience handling money with just church activities that I've sort of been in charge of, getting a budget and putting that money where it needs to go and just prioritizing and things like that. And especially in my own life, handling my own money, stuff like that.
So besides your average run-of-the-mill high school financial literacy class, I've also helped my father run his home business, his trucking business that involves doing taxes and stuff. And also I actually have quite the interest in budgets and whatnot. I have my own little budget that I take care of, and I love planning things like all the parties or big proms that I've been to. I've always been the one behind, planning and trying to make it both, an amazing experience but also cost effective. I even have an interest in pursuing, business as a future career of mine, and I think this would also be an excellent opportunity for me to, put my skills to use and help the theater.